This is the episode of GRTV when I learned what's a big deal with the Smash Brothers series.
Yeah.
Because I never got them. But we have Thomas here who loves them.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell me and you what's a big deal.
Yeah, but basically for me it's a big problem trying to convince you about this, because I think Super Smash Bros. Games is basically you get it or you don't get it. I mean, as a fighting game put up against like Tekken, Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, stuff like that, it's a weak game. It's got 2-3 moves, and then people don't really get that you can play around with characters like Mario and Snake and Sonic and stuff like that. But when you take into account that it's actually the stage, the character, and all the kind of weapons that drop down from the air, it turns into a totally fantastic kind of game. That's where the Brawl in Super Smash Bros. Brawl come in. It becomes a really, really nice game. You have to see it like a Power Stone kind of game from Capcom. If you see it like that, combine it with all the great characters from the Nintendo universe, it's a perfect game. And all the extras in this game alone, even if you don't like the standard stuff in the game, all the extras alone is well worth the wait if you're a Nintendo fan.
People are probably going to hate me for this.
Yeah.
And send angry email and find my phone number. And
that's okay.
You terrorize me for the next 5 years about this. But it just seems like pure utter chaos. You smash the buttons, something happens, and the match is over, and everybody goes home happy.
But it is like that until you understand how it works. I mean, each stage you have to know. You have to know all the weapons that come into play, how they work, how you can use them for your advantage. You have to know the system where you just bang at people and nothing happens until they go out of the level, and they have to bring themselves back. And the more damage they get, the harder it is for them to get back into the level. And that's what Smash Bros. Is all about. And you can only use like a kick and a hit and some kind of throw, and then it's weapons and it's stage. Use the stage, use the weapons, and it turns into a fantastic kind of brawl. But it's a hard game to explain, and it takes some time to actually sit down with it and play it and play it and play it and learn the intricacies of this kind of game. But when you get it, it's easily as good as a Tekken kind of game, but it's for a different audience.
Yeah, as we were talking about this earlier, and I was talking about Love in the Swedish Gamereactor.
Yeah.
And we were having a discussion about this. He was basically saying the same thing as I was. Hate to bring you into this, Love, but you're going to get the same flack as I will. He didn't understand the old games either. Then he got the game, got Super Smash Brawl, and he loved it.
Yeah.
And so I suppose, well,
yeah, but it is.
You got a point.
Yeah, but that game is seeing is believing. I mean, you have to try it out to actually see what it's all about. I played the Nintendo 64 game, didn't really get it at that point because it was too slow and the graphics was blocky and it was bad controls and stuff like that. Where I totally got it on the GameCube and started playing it like hell. And on the Wii, I'm 200 hours or so. I guess I've played now with my oldest son, and it's just like. It's a phenomenal game. But I played with a GameCube controller because I got so used to the GameCube controller on the GameCube, so the Wii mode and the nunchuck for me is not the way to go.
You tried it with the Wii mode and the nunchuck?
It works okay, but a lot of the stuff that I'm really good at doing inside the game is a chore to do with the Wii mode and the nunchuck. I think for people getting this as the first Super Smash Bros. Game, it's not going to be a problem. But for me, who is so much into the GameCube kind of game, it was the way to go, just taking the controller. And you can use that. You can use the classic controller, you can use the GameCube controller and the Wii mode and the nunchuck, so it's not a problem. Any fancy you have, you can use it inside the game. And for the game, this is really, really great. The Subspace Emissary, which is like the story part of the game, is a really, really big part of the game. It's only an extra. It's not like the Brawl part of it. It's more like a platforming game where you walk around and you gather new characters and you see small CGI movies and stuff like that. And you fight against bosses and stuff like that. But it works really well, and it's just like, I don't think it's like 15 hours long if you really put yourself into it, open up all the different parts on the map and stuff like that, and you get all the characters.
But you unlock everything from the
You have
the Subspace
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, but you can also do it in Brawl. I mean, if the story mode isn't your fancy, you just want to play Brawl as you always did, you can open up all the characters that way instead. It's not a requirement. But what Super Smash Bros. Then compiles onto this already crazy bundle of joy is that it has like a stadium where you can go in and punch a bag, and you have to like punch at it for 5 to 8 seconds or something like that, and it just goes off into the distance, and you have to compete in who can throw it the farthest. And it's a lot to do with the characters you choose, what character is good to deal this kind of damage in this time frame and stuff like that. And you got 10-man Brawl and 15-man Brawl and a lot of crazy stuff. And then you also got like you got some classic games in there. You open up for it's only demo versions, which is probably the sad thing, but it's basically, I guess, because Nintendo want to make money off these games on Virtual Console. But you get like Star Fox 64, and you get Super Smash Brothers, and you get Donkey Kong and F-Zero and stuff like that. But you can only play it for a limited amount of time. Like some demos are 2 minutes long and some are 5 minutes long, but that's all you get. And then you have to go buy it on Virtual Console. But it's okay. And then you got like Stage Builder, where you can build your own stages. You can swap them with your friends and you can play on them. Then you got Coin Launcher, which is where all the money that you compile, you can use in a coin launcher where you just shoot at stuff for stickers and trophies and stuff like that. And those stickers and trophies can be put into a ball that comes into play in the story part, where you can just upgrade your character with more strength or more jump or better armor and stuff like that. So it's a really expansive game that just keeps on giving and giving and giving.
You're actually making me tired.
I know.
Listen to all the extras.
I know.
But the online mode.
Yeah.
That's a new thing with Wii compared to the GameCube.
It is. It shouldn't be new. I mean, it's just Nintendo picking up the online component way too late.
Yeah.
But given that, it's for Nintendo owners who hasn't really glanced at the Xbox 360, Xbox Live, or the PlayStation Network, it's a great thing. It's kind of problematic that you can only play online against people you don't know with a strict set of rules that you can't change, and that you have to use friend codes and your friends if you want to play brawls which are more than 2 minutes long, or you want to change any kind of rule, the damage rules or anything like that. But it's still okay. I was expecting a little bit more because I've been playing a lot of Xbox 360 and on the PlayStation as well. But as far as an online component goes, and as far as Nintendo's reluctance to actually do anything online, it's pretty solid.
But it's kind of weird at the same time because we have Mario Kart for the Wii, where the online part is very good, very well made, and most people would say, including me, that it's the best part of the game. Yeah, is online.
Yeah, but for me, Super Smash Bros. is that's the weak part. I mean, it's okay, and you can play against people, but I have a really strong connection. I have a 20 megabit line out of the house, and it chucks away at stuff when I play online against anyone, just a matchup. So for me, it's not as strong as it could be, but it's okay.
But it's more of a game you just sit down, 4 people in a cell phone play.
For me, that's always going to be Brawl. It's going to be one screen, one big flat screen, three of my best friends coming over, and we're just playing the heck out of it. With everybody with each GameCube controller and just having a laugh, because playing it and just having people on the other side of the globe, Japan, USA, it's not as fun. I mean, it's not as fun, and you can't communicate because you can't talk to people. So it takes a bit of the fun out of it.
We heard you call it a bundle of joy.
Yeah.
Which means that you're going to give it what?
I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. I mean, you could probably give it 10 out of 10, but that is, for me, it's stretching it too far, because it's still just Super Smash Bros. And it's the 3rd time in a row. It's just a new console. They've added stuff. They've subtracted stuff for it. But as a bundle of joy, it's fantastic. I mean, you got all the great characters from the Nintendo universe. You got stuff that they borrowed, like Sonic, and you got Snake. You got a lot of levels, like the Pikmin level, which is just like hilarious. And you got the stuff from the Metal Gear games. You got Sonic's own levels, the Green Hill Zone, stuff like that. And it looks phenomenal, and it plays phenomenal. So it's a 9 out of 10 any given day.
Fair enough. I'm still not convinced, but I'm going to give it a try. You did your best. I'm very impressed, but sorry. 9 out of 10. I hope you're glad with that score.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
Make your own.
Exactly. Take care.